1, 2, 3, 4. Endgame actually started out last year while we were on tour. Dave was saying, okay, time to get in and do another record. When we finally got back to the studio and started thinking about what we were going to do, we started actually auditioning some of the older rehearsal tapes from like Rust in Peace, I mean, going all the way back there, which was great because it was like being a fly on the wall. You know, you got to hear a lot of those rehearsal tapes. And Dave was adamant about using a lot of those as a springboard. And little by little, the thing started shaping itself in a way.
When I think back to the making of Endgame, the coolest thing for me was the idea that we could actually take some of those parts and record them with everybody, with Sean laying down his drums, James laying down his bass, Dave doing his parts, and listen to it and honestly have the time to say, well, where should this go? How should we arrange this? What tempo should it be? And that's a luxury I've never had in the studio before. And with this CD, it was just like, it was actually creating music. And for me personally, when I think about what my goal was, it was to come in and try and really emulate the Megadeth sound as much as possible, to become a part of it as much as I could.
I have to say that having used many pickups over the years, many years and many pickups, I still came back to DiMarzio because there's something about the sound that they have that the other pickups are kind of missing. Some of the other pickups are very polite sounding. I don't like that. I like something that really kind of grabs you. I like a good active mid-range. I like a good bumpy low end and stuff. And the DiMarzios kind of do that. It's the trademark sound. And it's been years since I've installed them. And over the past couple of years, I've started putting them in my passive basses. And I have to tell you, some of these newer models, this is the Willpower one, which is, I guess it's the Model P revamped with a cover over it and maybe a little more output. These ones really excited me because they push really hard, much more than the Ps did. And for the kind of music I'm doing now, I was like, wow, this kills it. So let me demonstrate. See, that is a living, breathing beast, and truthfully, this bass didn't sound anything like that until I put those in there, so you should do this too.
A lot of the players that I listened to actually used DiMarzios, and it was the oddest thing that I'd never started really investigating all of the different lines that DiMarzio offers until recently. But what happened was I had kind of settled on a sound that had a lot of punch, a lot of pop in the notes, but it didn't seem to have a lot of life in the note, a lot of overtones, I guess would be the best way to put it. And so arbitrarily, as Ibanez was working with me, I would have them throw in different pickups to try out just to see what was happening. And finally, I came across these deactivators, which blew me away because they have all the pop and the punch that I really come to love, but they have that little sizzle over the top end that kind of adds a little bit of life to the note, you know? I mean, even when you just think of... You get that kind of life in those individual strings, but at the same time... You know, then you also get a lot of pop in the individual note as well. And that's what I really have come to love about these particular pickups. So we're going to break down slowly the solo to Head Crusher. So when you look at that first part, it's really just a series of tritones sequenced, ascending up an E and a B flat. Actually, a B flat and an E. The next part is we go into a little Hungarian gypsy minor. Ooh. Just for flavor. And then we start speeding up the process with a... little D harmonic minor at that point. So then we get into some faster tremolo picking in A harmonic minor. Always kind of focusing back towards B flat, and that's because of the flat 5 in the rhythm section, the B flat as well. And then it ends with a couple of arpeggios, a mixture of E major along with F major sharp 11. Kind of ending in A harmonic minor.
1, 2, 3, 4.